You're watching the SCAC Player of the Week interviews. It's week one of the 2021 fall golf season, and today we're joined by the SCAC Women's Golfer of the Week, sophomore Kiona Hsiu of the Trinity University Tigers. And Kiona, congratulations and thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Kiona, you and the rest of your Tiger teammates open up the fall portion of the 2021-22 season with an impressive wire-to-wire victory this past weekend, the TLU Lady Bulldog Classic, rounds of 302 and 301 for a two-round 603 team total, a 19-stroke victory. Very impressive top to bottom with this lineup. Just sort of your overall thoughts on the performance from the team this past weekend. How much confidence do you gain from an opening season victory like this?
Yeah, I think it's a great confidence booster that we were able to win our first tournament of the season, and it was by a pretty great margin. So it's a good start to the season, good for the rest of our tournaments and the rest of our season. And we had a pretty young top five. We have 4 new freshmen on the team this year, and 3 of them earned spots in top 5. And one of them was actually playing our number 1 spot. So it was really impressive. I think that it would also be a great confidence booster for them, their first tournament, and we got a win. And I'm just really excited for the rest of this season and going into spring season with our new team. I feel like we're only getting better from here and we're just gradually improving.
Kiona, individually, you were outstanding, collecting your first ever collegiate medalist honors with a career victory, firing a 2-day total of 146, a 3-stroke victory. Individually, you fired rounds of 70 and 76. Talk about the excitement of breaking through and winning that first collegiate tournament. You know, what was working well for you out there on the golf course in those 2 rounds, and how much confidence individually do you gain from an successful opening weekend to this sophomore campaign?
Yeah, I definitely gained a lot of confidence from this tournament. I didn't really have any expectations. I mean, I wasn't going in thinking, oh, I'm going to win. I just wanted to put up a good score for myself personally, and then a good score to help the team maybe win. And I think really it was just like, I had a good season last season, but this tournament on the first day, I went out there and everything just kind of clicked, and I was hitting my iron shots on the green, I was making putts, and it was a good confidence booster going into the second day. But of course, on the second day, I didn't want the first day's expectations to kind of get in my head. So I was just thinking to myself, like, even if I don't play as good as the first day, I still want to put up a good score. And that's what happened. And it just ended up working out to where I won. So it was exciting.
Kiona, you talk about having that successful freshman season last year. Despite all the adversity, you were able to persevere and have success, as you mentioned, not only team success with an SCAC championship at the end of the season, but individually finishing in the top 3, taking home 3rd place in your first ever SCAC championship. How did that success, that experience last year, help springboard you into now your sophomore campaign? What did you learn that you're going to feel or find that will be very beneficial going into your second collegiate year competing?
I think it was a great feeling finishing top 3 in conference last year and our team winning. And it was just like a great precedent for this year, I guess. And one of the biggest things I learned, I think, was that the start of my round definitely does not define how I'm going to finish. I had some bad starts in my tournaments last semester, and they all ended up working out okay for the most part. And I think one of the biggest things I learned was, like, even if I have a bad start, I just have to be patient and get through it and like keep taking it hole by hole, shot by shot. And that was one of the biggest things I learned.
Your start this past weekend did, though, in fact, define how you're going to finish. A round of 70, the low round of the weekend, your lowest career round there at Trinity. I want to go back and ask specifically about that round of 70. You know, is there a part of your game, Kiona, that, like, as it unfolds and early on, it's working well for you, whether it's off the tee, irons, you know, around the greens, putting, that if it's clicking, it definitely gives you confidence, like, okay, wow, this has a chance to be a special 18 holes?
I think definitely my iron play gives me the most confidence. Like if I'm hitting it near the hole, obviously the other parts of my game have to be like functioning and working out, you know, hitting my driver on the fairway, making some putts. But for me, the biggest part is like kind of getting my irons around or near the hole, giving myself opportunities for birdies or just like easier ways to make par, I guess. That's one of like the biggest signs that I'm going to have a good round for me.
And finally, as we look ahead to the rest of the schedule for this fall, you and your teammates a couple of weekends off until you come back October 11th and host that Alamo City Classic, your home tournament for the fall schedule. How do you keep this momentum rolling? What do these next 10, 15 days look like to try and build off of the success of this past weekend and make sure you and your teammates, your group is ready to go come the middle of October?
Definitely, we're going to keep practicing hard. I think we're in a good place right now. We just kind of have to maintain it or get better. And we're going to be playing qualifiers to see who's in top 5 for the quarry and who's going to be going to Florida in like 3 weeks, I think. So I think more than anything, it's like we got to just clean up some of the rough parts of our rounds and keep practicing and keep maintaining and getting better with our games.
A native of Missouri City, Texas, this week's SCAC Women's Golfer of the Week for week 1 of the 2021 fall season, sophomore Kiona Hsiu of the Trinity University Tigers. Kiona, again, congratulations on your honor and best of luck as you continue to march forward throughout your sophomore campaign.
Thank you.